Boker Tov Yeladim. How is everybody doing this morning?
Good.
All right, let's start off our day with some prayer, the Shema, and the Ten Commandments. Let's see here. Who shall we pick? Who shall we pick? All right, Lara Land. Yeshua's going to pray. Lara's going to do the Ten Commandments. And Shmuel is going to do the Ten Commandments.
Sorry again. Thank you for this day, for giving us. Please help and learn your words and messages. Amen.
Louder.
I do like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My face do not take the name of the Lord name. Jesus shall holy. I did hear my Father. Do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not lie, do not covet.
Amen. Let's give Shmui the big hand. The big hand. The big hand. All right. Where's Adrian? Where's Riette and Marley?
Working on it. They're working on joining.
Okay.
They're a little late.
Alrighty. All right, Lev, read verse 1, 2, and 3. Shemot 3, verse 1, 2, and 3.
Now Moshe was tending the sheep of Yitro and his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. Leading the flock to the far side of the desert, he came to the mountain of God, to Horeb. An angel of Jehovah appeared to him, blazing in a fire, blazing from the middle of a bush. He looked and saw that although the bush was flaming with fire, yet the bush was not being burned up. Moshe said, I'm going to go over and see this amazing sight and find out why the bush isn't being burned up.
All right, thank you, Lever Baloney. All right, now we got to figure out some words here. We got to make sure that we're knowing what's going on. Okay. What does it mean to be tending the sheep? Let's start out with Yadiel this morning. What does it mean to tend the sheep?
To take care of it and to have it.
Take care of it and what?
To take care of it and own it.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Adasa, what does it mean to tend the sheep?
the sheep means like you protect the sheep from wolves or bears, or tigers or lions.
Okay, to protect them. Yeshua.
And to protect the sheep and to feed it and to take care of it.
Protect, feed, and take care of. Very good. Lev.
So what it means to tend the sheep is that like to take care of them and lead them to new pastures, like grassy areas, so that they can eat. To feed and take care of them and give them water.
Okay, that was very good, everybody. Everybody got a good answer. 1 second. Okay, so that's a good answer, everybody. To take care of them, to protect them, to feed them. Okay, so Moshe is tending the sheep of somebody, Yitro, his father-in-law. What is a father-in-law? Briette, what is a father-in-law?
It's like if there's if there say that somebody marries, like say a guy marries a woman, then that woman's father is her husband's father-in-law.
Okay, very good. Very good, Briette. Mia's got her hand up.
Okay, so the in-laws are the relatives of of an individual's spouse. Pretty much, Moshe married Zipporah here, and so her father Yitro became his father-in-law. And so pretty much, if I don't know, Moshe's parents were still alive by then, Zipporah's mother and father-in-law would be Moshe's parents,
Okay, very good.
biological parents. And there's brother-in-law, sister-in-law.
Okay, very good, Mia. Very good, everybody. Okay, so he's taking care of his father-in-law. That means his wife's parent, wife's father, his wife's father. So that would be his father-in-law. Okay, and he's taking care of his sheep, tending the Yitro sheep, not Moshe's sheep. Okay, and then sometimes when you're shepherding, you got to take the sheep, somewhat far away to feed them. Okay, so you might be gone for a few days and things like that. Obviously, you can't keep eating the same grass, or then the grass is going to be gone, and then you're going to have just dirt. And when it rains, you're going to have a problem. Okay, so you got to take the sheep to different areas to pasture them so they eat the grass. And that's good because then you don't have to mow the grass, because the sheep ate the grass. You don't have to mow the grass. Okay, so that was God's original lawnmower. Okay, and they don't even you don't even have to have gas. The sheep will make their own gas. Ha 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 ha. All right. Now let's look at verse 2 again. The angel of Jehovah appeared to him in a fire blazing from the middle of the bush. He looked and saw that although the bush was flaming with fire, yet the bush was not being burned up. What does that mean? What do you think that means? Marley? Marley? What do you think that means? Bush was on fire, but it wasn't being burned up.
It wasn't being destroyed by the fire or eaten, I'd say. So
That doesn't work. Don't you put sticks in a fire and it gets burned up?
yeah.
How is this happening, Marley?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know? Adrian, how is this happening?
I mean, he's God. He can do what he wants. I mean, he's capable of anything, so of course he could make a bush that is on fire but doesn't burn up.
If you were Moses, wouldn't you think this is kind of weird?
Yeah, maybe a little scary too. 'Cause
Why
it makes no
scary?
sense.
Because it makes no sense. It's scary.
Yeah, sometimes stuff that makes no sense can be scary. You can be afraid of it.
Okay. Michael Lemaland. Come close to the mic, Michael. What would you think if you were seeing a bush that was on fire, but the bush wasn't being burned up? What would be going on in your head?
Oh, scared
Why would you be scared?
because the bush wasn't burning.
Well, the bush was burning, but it wasn't burning up the
It had
bush.
fire.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Say it again, please.
it had fire, but was it burning?
Yeah, but why would you be scared? You said you would be scared, Michael. Why would you be scared?
I never seen anything like that.
Oh, you never seen anything like that? Yeah, there might be something like, wow, this is weird, right? What about you, Kevin?
Yeah,
You saw Hey, Kevin, you saw this bush being burned up, and that was burning, but it wasn't being consumed. What would you be thinking in your head?
I'll be scared and worried.
Scared and afraid. Why?
Because I never seen a bush not getting burned. Yeah.
Oh, you never saw something like that before?
No.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay. Somebody in the Manjaris household had their hand up. Mia.
Okay, so what I think of a fact about the bush is the fact that the bush is not getting burned up is the fact that it's not normal fire. If you would, if it would in like today's standards, that's not normal fire, and that could not be like a regular person. It should be like the Lord. So I'm thinking that the reason why it's not why it wasn't burning up and why the Lord appeared like in a shrub or a bush is the fact that he wanted to get Moshe to come over. Probably because of the task that he was going to give him. See, because unusual sights will usually bring people closer for closer observation or something like that. Also, he's God. He could do anything.
Why do you think he appeared in the bush? Why not in the tree? Why not in the rocks? Why not just like an angel, like he appeared to Hagar?
Maybe he didn't want to really reveal himself to Moshe at that point. And
So he goes into a bush, or he has a bush that's burning, but it's not burning.
yeah, yeah, because it's an amazing but unusual sight. So maybe it'll draw Moshe's attention. He'll be like, well, what's that? And he goes over.
you could probably get a little hint that it was God.
What do you mean, Lev?
Like just regular fire, regular fire, it burns up something easily. But God's fire, it doesn't burn anything, basically. Like if he, like let's say, if God's fire went on a bush like this, like in this case, then God's fire wouldn't burn it.
Also depends what God wants to do with it. I think it's gonna be a meeting like between the bush and the light. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think, Allie Mae? Miss Ninja Turtle? Donatello?
Maybe he didn't want to like show himself, so he went into the bush, but maybe he wanted Moshe to like find interest in it and go up to the bush.
Why didn't he, like, make a rock to start to glow or something like that? Why didn't he make one of the sheep stand up on its back legs and start talking to Moses?
Because that would freak him out. He'd just start running away or something.
Well, bush that's on fire is not going to freak Moses out.
No, I mean, fire is actually pretty common. You can see fire.
You gotta get closer to your mic.
Well, I mean, you can see fire pretty much anywhere if you just put fire on something. I mean, it's not burning up, but I mean, it's not gonna scare him like and make him run away because it's just a fire on a bush.
You think it's scary, but it's not that scary.
Yeah.
Okay. Junior, what do you think? There's this bush that's on fire, but it's not on fire. What would you do?
My Junior's not he's doing something right now. He has to take something out the dryer.
Okay. All right. What do you think there, Yadiel?
Wait, what's the?
See this bush that's on fire, but it's not burning. Why do you think God chose a bush?
I don't really know. Maybe it was just like the closest to him.
Was the closest to him? What about making a sheep talk? Sheep, sits down and starts talking to Moses. Hey Moses, I want you to do something.
I don't know. Maybe like he just wanted to shoot that a bush.
Okay. Let's see. Riette, what do you think? Speak into the mic.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Think what? Yeah.
Uh, I'm confused. What was the question again?
We were talking about the bush, Riette.
Oh, right. Like, well, the bush can lure, like, if you see like a bush that isn't burning up, it could like lure you in because you don't even know what. Well, that just sounds weird. A better way to explain it would be if you see like unnatural experiences, if you have unnatural experience, like unnatural things can like lure people in because they want to observe it and how it happens because it can confuse them.
Why do you think the Lord chose a bush instead of a rock on fire? Wouldn't that be even more strange? A rock that's on fire?
Yeah, that would be more strange, but a rock wouldn't usually burn up, but then again, it wouldn't probably wouldn't be set on fire either.
Have you ever seen a rock on fire?
No. Well, meteors maybe.
What do you think there, Marley? Their hoodie on again.
Yes. It's getting more cold. The word. It is. Oh. It would be very strange to see a rock burning.
Why do you think the Lord chose a bush instead of a rock?
I actually don't know. I'm trying to figure out.
You don't have a beard. You can't do that with your chin.
Oh.
Only boys can do that with it. They have hair in their chin.
No.
You got to twirl your hair.
That doesn't
That's what
help.
girls do. Girls twirl their hair. Boys go like this. Okay. What do you think, Jennifer? Jennifer and Winifred? Why do you think the Lord chose a bush instead of making the rock on fire? Then now, that'd be cool. Rock that's burning.
Um, maybe because the bush is more bigger, or like
Say it again, please. You're a little far from your microphone. I can hear
I
the
think
smoke.
maybe because I think maybe because the bush is more bigger.
Bush is not what?
I think that it's more bigger.
Bigger than the rocks?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Everybody's like, I don't know. This is the thinking part, guys. Mia's got her hand up.
I think the reason why the Lord didn't do like a sheep talking or a rock on fire is the fact that maybe the Lord wants to do a reasonable appearance. Like, doesn't want Moshe to just leave and go and leave it unnoticed. Like, a bush on fire would be something that you don't see every day. I mean, a rock on fire, I can't really picture a rock on fire, so I think the Lord wants to do a reasonable appearance. Moshe. He doesn't want to yet reveal himself totally to him yet. He just wants to be talking to Moshe while Moshe sees this humble bush on fire.
Reasonable, but not reasonable, but it's a tree that's on bush that's on fire, but it's not burning up. Is that reasonable?
Not really, but it's more reasonable than a rock on fire.
If you're gonna do something, go big or go home. Do something real big, like a rock's burning, but it's not melting. And where's the real?
You gotta ask the Lord himself.
That's what I'm trying to get you guys to think.
I think it's the fact that the bush is just something in the mountains, and I guess to say a humble bush. There you go, appearing in a humble bush.
All right, Marley's got her hand up. Marley, and then Victoria. Marley, then Victoria.
First, the rock can be set on fire if you pour gasoline on it. Second, I think it's because the bush represents life.
How?
It's a living thing. I mean, a sheep and a goat is a living thing, but it's kind of like wait, no, never. The bush. Here it doesn't, in the picture it doesn't show any leaves, but I imagine the bush to have leaves and they're not burning up. So I think
Okay.
that represents life.
The bush represents life. Okay, that's an interesting thought. That we're thinking now. We're thinking Victoria and Mia. Victoria, what do you think, Victoria?
I think that it's like he didn't want to like scare Moshe, so he wanted to like make something that wouldn't scare him and would get his attention. So he chose like a fire bush, but I mean a bush on fire, but it's not really on fire.
Do you think it's something to get his attention but not scare him? Why would a
Yeah.
rock on fire not? Why would a rock on fire scare him?
Because he never saw a rock on fire and it's very interesting. It's not common.
It's not common. So is a tree burning but not being burnt up is not common, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's just well, he probably has seen like a tree on fire or something like that. So just a glowing tree would be interesting and new for him. So I'm not really sure, but that's what I think.
Okay. All right. Let's think about the next part. Mia had her hand up. Go ahead, Mia.
I agree with what Marley said earlier about the bush, like pretty much representing life. I guess you say like you have life when you walk through in the light. You know, like walking in the light of the Lord. You have life because when you follow God, you earn eternity.
Okay. Eternal bush, eternal life. It's got leaves. What kind of bush? What kind of bush do we think it was? Adrian, what kind of bush do you think it was? Do you think it was a big bush, little bush, leafy bush, stickery bush? You know,
I mean, I
berry
think it would
bush?
probably be a little bigger than a regular bush. Maybe just to make it look more grand, more eye-catching, more noticeable. Because, I mean, there's already fire, but if it's a little bigger, it's going to be easier to see, more eye-catching, more interesting.
Okay, so how big do you think the bush is? 6 feet, 12 feet, 2 feet?
I don't know, maybe a small tree. Like, kind of like a smaller fig tree.
Okay, like small like a fig tree. All right,
Yeah, but
Sheva, Sheva, what do you think the bush looked like? I'll unmute you. Sheva, can I hear you, Sheva? Say hello. Can't hear you. I unmuted you. Microphone's not working again. Okay. Allie Mae, what do you think the bush looked like? Was it a red leaf bush, a green leaf bush, purple leaf bush? What kind of bush?
Uh,
Got to get closer to your mic.
um, maybe it was green. I don't know.
Maybe green? Big
Yeah,
leaves, little leaves, no leaves, stickers.
little leaves.
Okay. What do you think, Yadiel? What do you think the bush looked like?
Maybe it looked like well, it was like red, like fire and greenness on it.
What do you think the bush looked like? Was it tall bush, little bush, leafy bush, green leaves, red leaves, orange leaves, purple leaves, stickery leaves? What do you think it looked like?
I think it looked like greenish and it was small.
Do you think it was a little bush, little green bush that was on fire?
Yeah.
What do you think there, Junior?
I feel like it was kind of like a big bush with a lot of leaves, and
How
maybe like,
big?
you know,
6 feet, 12 feet, gigantic bush.
around like 6 feet, yeah.
What color are the leaves?
Kind of like a dark green
Why do you think a dark green? Why not purple?
because most bushes and what I know are mostly like a dark greenish color.
Okay, so you're thinking, but in other parts of the world, bushes are different colors.
Yeah, that's true. I never really saw a purple tree, so
Allie's saying she sees a purple tree. Down
um,
in North Carolina, they got some purple trees. Okay.
interesting.
Let's go over to Victoria. Victoria, what color do you think the bush was? You think it was big, small, green, purple, orange, stickery bushes, not stickery? What?
I think that the bush was green and it was like either 4 or 3 feet. I don't think it was that big.
Do you think this little 3-foot bush that was green was on fire? Moses is gonna go, shh, gonna go over and see what that bush is doing.
Well, I mean, it's not really on fire, so I think it would still get his attention. He would be interested in it.
Well, verse 2 says that there was blazing fire. So this thing is in fuego.
Yeah, so it can be like 4 or 3 feet.
So a little 3-foot bush that's in fuego.
Yeah.
What color do you think do you think it had leaves?
Um, I think it does. Or it did, I mean.
Okay. Let's see if we can hear Elisheva now. Elisheva, I'll mute you. Elisheva, let me hear you. Can you say something? Say hello, Elisheva. I can hear you.
Good morning.
Sheva, what color do you think the bush was?
It's like
Huh?
red.
Okay, say red.
It's like red.
You think the bush was okay? So you got a red bush that's on fire. How big do you think the bush is? Do you think it was as tall as Daddy?
Ayer está lleno.
There's the yellow on the hind end.
Habla duro.
Yellow.
Oh, you think the leaves were yellow?
Yeah, and red.
Yellow and red. Okay. How big do you think the bush was? Do you think it was as big as Daddy?
No.
Small like you, or small? You think it was small like you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Would you be scared of this bush that was on fire?
No.
Why not?
I'm not scared.
Okay.
No.
All right, let me ask somebody else. Lev had her hand up, I think. No? Well, what color do you think the leaf? Lev, what color do you think the leaves were? Do you think it had any leaves?
Probably red, maybe, or yellow, purple. Because we've seen trees that are pink, purple, red.
Not really pink.
Yeah.
Dark mahogany. I mean, not really purple. Like a dark mahogany.
Yeah. And we've seen yellow.
White. Those are trees covered with blossoms. That's what I have to say.
You think it was a berry bush? Like it had berries on it or anything?
Probably it had fruit on it
Had
because
what on it?
probably it had fruit on it like blackberries because the tree is sort of like is light, but God is keeping the tree alive. So probably it might have had some blackberries on it, berries.
You think it's a blackberry bush? God's cooking the berries?
No.
It's gonna make berry pie.
Oh,
Preserves. It's gonna make,
blackberry pie. That sounds good.
it's gonna make preserves.
Well, not necessarily. God, well, if the tree wasn't burning up, then the fruit wouldn't be.
Well, that's logical, Lev. That's logical, you know. The tree's not burning up, then the fruit's not burning up. Okay. Well, let me tell you a little bit. The word in Hebrew is sineh. It's a sticker bush. Root word of the Hebrew word for bush there is sineh. Okay, a bush, a thorny bush. A blackberry bush, perhaps a blackberry bush. The Lev is right. Okay, so why do we think it's a sticker bush? We ever see a sticker bush before in the Bible? Anybody we ever see a sticker bush before in the Bible? Mia?
When God commanded Abraham to sacrifice his son Yitzhak, when the Lord revealed the ram with his horns caught in a thorn bush.
So why do you think we have this parallel?
Uh,
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
well, if it's the first time it was a sacrifice, showing that the Lord will provide, it should probably be the same thing here. That the Lord will provide the strength for Moshe for the strength. The Lord will provide for Moshe the strength for the task that the Lord's going to give him. I think it has to do with something.
You're on a road. You're on the. You got to choose a different path.
I know it's got to be something about the Lord provides.
Hmm. This is an interesting one. What do you think? What do you think, Allie Mae? Why do you think it's a sticker bush?
Well, we know that it's parallel to the other one, but I'm not sure why.
What was caught in the first sticker bush?
A ram
What was its purpose?
for an offering.
Okay. And then who would be set free?
Um, Isaac
Where was Isaac? Where was Yitzhak?
on the altar.
Was he just sitting there?
No, he was bound up. He was being offered.
He was what?
He was being offered.
And what was the word you said before that?
He was bound up.
You mean like a prisoner?
No, his hands were and his legs were bound up because he was being offered. It was so he didn't move.
Like somebody who was a slave being bound in chains or bound up?
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. What do you think, Riette? You're usually pretty good with stuff like this, Riette. Where do we see the first reference of a sticker bush, a thorny bush?
I think I have to agree with Mia though.
Well, what are you agreeing with? That she likes blueberry pie?
No, with when Abraham and the ram get stuck. You know when the ram got stuck in the thorn bush
Why did the ram get stuck in the thorn bush?
because it's like thorny, so the ram probably just got stuck in it. Like the horns probably got tangled.
So it just got stuck there for no reason at all.
Well, he probably ran into the bush by accident, and then his horns got stuck in the branches, maybe.
Yeah, but why? Why do we even care about that? Why is it in the scripture?
Well, because Jehovah sent the ram because Abraham had passed the test.
What test? His math exam?
No.
Spelling test.
Well, it's to see if he actually would sacrifice his only son born by Sarah. That's an obedience test. Yeah, but like if he'd sacrifice his son, his only son, for Jehovah to see if he was loyal.
Okay, we're getting there. What do you think, Adrian? And Victoria, you're next.
Well, who says that it isn't the same bush and it's some sort of holy bush now? Maybe it's the same mountain that Abraham almost sacrificed Isaac on. And that's the same bush that caught the ram. Now it's just some holy bush. I don't know.
Okay, so say it's the same bush.
Yeah, maybe it's the same bush.
Okay, so why has God led Moshe to the same bush?
Well, I mean, it's the bush that held that caught the sacrifice for to replace Isaac. So, in a sense, I mean, that was to set his son Isaac free, and the bush was what showed Moses. That bush was also what showed Moses what to do to set the people of Israel free, like how the ram got caught in the bush, to save Isaac from being a sacrifice.
Okay,
Them both.
so the ram got caught in the bush. Now Moses is at, let's say it's the same bush.
Yeah.
Okay, why is it so why do you think it's the same bush? What would be the purpose of the sticker bush? What would he be trying to show Moshe?
Well, I mean, he's trying to show his all powerfulness and how he will save the Israelites from their positions as slaves in Egypt.
Explain that a little further.
Well,
Because Moses doesn't know he's going back to Egypt yet.
no. Well, it's curiosity. He's curious, so he approaches the bush because it's on fire. And then God speaks to him. And well, eventually he's shown what to do in Egypt to save the people
But
of Israel,
we're
and
focusing
therefore
we're
freeing
focusing on
them.
the bush. Wait. We're trying to figure out the bush. Why is it the sticker bush? What's the meaning behind the thorny bush, the Sinai bush?
Maybe it's, I mean, for example, Yeshua had a crown of thorns, so which is probably from a thorn bush.
Well, yeah,
Maybe a similar kind of bush.
maybe
And
the
who
same bush.
knows if the ram got hurt on the bush, stuck and hurt on the bush.
Okay. Let's say Me is raising her hand. She's waving her hand fervently over there.
What I think is yeah, it's a sticker bush or a thorn bush. It could be that. If we remember before, in when Abraham was on in the land of Moriah on one of the mountains, and all the ram caught in the bush, stuff like that, the Lord provided the sacrifice in place of Abraham's son. It could be in this case, I guess you'd say that the Lord will provide your needs. I guess it could be that. I was thinking, cling to the Lord and He'll provide for you. Because see, it's a thorn bush. So if you get stuck, if something gets stuck, it'll get stuck by the thorns. And so you'll have to try to get out whatever got stuck in the thorns. I don't know.
All right. Well, you're on the train, but you're not in the right car. The word would more be delivered. The ram caught in the thorn bush would deliver Isaac from being an offering. Delivered. So now Moshe is being called by another thorn bush. He's going to be the deliverer of Israel out of Egypt, out of bondage. Remember, Yitzhak's hands and feet were bound, right? You're a prisoner a lot of the time. Your hands, remember Joseph going back to Egypt? His hands were bound, going back as a prisoner to Egypt. Okay, so now the Lord uses the same type of bush. Okay, same sticker bush is burning up, the same thorny bush. Okay, Moses would be called to become the deliverer. Ram caught in the sticker bush would deliver Isaac because the ram would be the offering. All right, good thinking so far today. Good thinking, people. Let's move on to the next. Okay, let's see what this said. Okay, who wants to read verse 4? Yeshua, where are you? Let me see. Let's see, Lara Land. Yeshua, you want to read verse 4? Read verse 4.
Jehovah saw that he had going over to see Elohim calling him
Called.
from the middle of the bush. Moshe, he answered, "Here I am."
All right, so now, thank you for reading, Yeshua. You did a good job. Okay, so Moshe goes over, and then he comes close to the bush. This must, when the Lord calls you, what we're talking about today, and that's the whole lesson about today, is the Lord giving you signs and wonders. He calls you to do his work. He's going to move you to a different place. He's calling you to do his work. He's going to move Moshe from out in the desert taking care of the sheep. He's going to move him to another place. He's going to be the deliverer of Israel. Okay? So Moshe says, he's looking at the bush from afar, and he's like, let me go over there and check it out. And he goes, okay, I'm going to go there. And Jehovah said, he sees Moses coming, and he called him from the middle of the bush. He says, Moshe! Moshe! He answered, Hineni. He says, here am I, here am I. What do you think that Think about that for a second. What would you think if the Lord called your name, Yeshua? Yeshua, what would you think if the Lord called your name?
I'd be happy to answer.
You'd be happy? You wouldn't be scared?
No, but some people are scared. Yes, I'll be scared a little bit.
Scared a little bit, but you're just why just a little bit scared? Why not a lot scared?
Well, that could be a lot of scared.
I'm asking you, what if God called your name? All of a sudden you hear Yeshua, Yeshua, big loud voice.
That would be scary.
Why would it be scary?
Scary.
Why?
Why is scary?
Because his voice is so loud that I'll be scared.
Do you think it would be a loud voice? It wouldn't be like Yeshua, Yeshua.
No, it'll be loud.
Why? Because there's always so much noise in your house.
Yes, too much.
But Pinkus and Nana never shut up.
No.
Okay. Elisheva, what would you think if God called your name? Let me unmute you. What if God said, Elisheva, I can hear you. I unmuted you. Now you're muted.
Ellie, talk. Say hi.
What would you think if God called your name, Ellie?
Ellie. Ellie, talk. You said Papa's talking. Papa's talking to you. Say it again.
What would you think, Elisheva, if God called your name?
What would Ellie do? Think. Well, if God, you heard a really big voice from up in the sky, what would Ellie do? Would be Ellie scared, or would you try to run and hide? Tell Papa.
It was me and Ivy.
You go hide with Nino?
No, God.
You'd hide under your bed if God called your name?
Yes.
You'd hide under the table?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask other kids what they would do. All right, let's see. Kevin, if God called your name, if God said, Kevin Lemma, you're like, oh, I'm in trouble, right?
I would be scared.
You'd be scared? Why?
Because I can't see him.
But he's calling your name, so you'd be scared because you wouldn't know?
Yeah.
Would you try to run and hide in the closet or something?
Yeah.
Why would you try to run and hide in the closet? If God can see you anywhere, why would you try to run and hide in the closet?
Oh my. I'll tell my mom.
What, Kevin?
I'll tell my mom.
What would your mom do about it? What would she'd say to God, what are you calling Kevin for?
Can I call for me?
What if mom said, I didn't hear God call your name?
Right?
You'd pray? But God's already talking to you. Praying is talking to God. Why don't you just talk to God?
I will.
Okay, you will. But you said you were afraid.
Okay, you will. You said you were afraid. Running hard.
I am.
All right. Lev, what would you do, Lev?
All right. Lev.
Lev. God says, Lev. Lev. What would you do? You go run and hide under your covers in your bed?
Well, I would have three feelings.
What?
One happy, the other kind of afraid if God called me very loud. But probably if you pay attention, then probably it's as gentle as a breeze. Like Levy, Levy. Yeah, probably like that. And the other one, question.
You'd be like, what?
Because
All right, wait a second. All right, you make a good point, Lev. How do you think God's voice sounded to Moses? Was it Moses, Moses, or was it Moses, Moses, or was it Moses, Moses? What kind of voice?
I don't think it would have been like Moses, Moses. I don't think it would have been like that because then Moshe would have flown, would have ran away, and God wouldn't have got to talk to him. So probably, well, if Moshe wouldn't be paying attention, then probably God would have to yell. But if he was paying attention, then probably all you would hear is this Moshe, Moshe, like calling from the bush.
Okay. What do you think, Adrian?
Yeah, I think it would probably be a booming voice like Moses. I mean, I am the Father, and no, he's the God of of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your forefathers.
So
So
you
be a
think
booming, kind of like he's some great king, which he is. He's a great King of kings, God of gods.
all right. Quickly, Mia, we're gonna end our class.
I don't know if this has happened to anyone else, but this happened to me just yesterday. It's happened other times. And I thought I heard someone call me. Like yesterday, I'm doing my homework, right? And I thought I heard Brittany. I thought I heard Mia. I'm like, I go over. I'm like, did you call me? She says, I didn't call you. I go back to do my schoolwork. That was just me or what?
What do you think it was all about? Shmuel, Shmuel.
The Lord calling. But I just didn't realize at that point. I don't know.
Interesting. Something to think about, guys. When the Lord's voice calls you, what do you do? All right. We're going to be ending our class. Let me get you all on my screen. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Marley was first.
Five?
Nope. Allie Mae.
4.
Nope. Jeva, let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Okay, say
1.
Nope. Okay. Lev.
Let's see.
8.
No. Hadassah?
1,
Nope.
3.
Nope.
Oh, what's happening, Rabbi? Just say the one.
Because
Well, she said 3. Nope.
That's a say
because
three.
what's the
Riet?
8.
Nope. Adrian's playing on his computer. He's doing something else. Victoria, what number?
9.
Nope. Gadiel. Let me unmute you. Gadiel.
4.
Nope. Mia?
Uh, 6.
Nope. Okay. Yeshua, you didn't have a chance yet?
2.
Nope. 7? Kevin? Nope. Mia?
10.
Nope. Lev?
7.
You got it. Close us in prayer.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for letting us learn a lesson today. And please help the lesson that we learn and help us to apply it into our life. And please, Lord, help us to finish our school quickly so that we can help our moms. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Amen. Have a great day, everybody. Shalom.
Shalom.